and weight and how many grams it makes. If let's say 56 and 43, which makes 25 grams, which is the minimum to qualify for export. So for the whole season, this is what we are chasing. We are chasing size. We only have 8 weeks to reach that size. If we don't, then yeah, the season just as good as dead. You can just cut everything and grow the canes for the next season. Because I haven't seen a kiwi juice, so the small ones, there's no market for it. But there was a complaint that some Indians, they go to farms and collect these small ones and then they sell to the people. So with kiwi being unknown to South Africans, people start knowing it as a very small fruit, of which is very wrong. So that's why we throw everything away. So the challenge with this crop is you can do everything. You can pollinate well, apply fertilizers, do whatever is required, and still reach the size. Because there are many factors that are involved. They need the whole day. Even us, some of the things we have not done right, especially in South Africa, like the average yield per hectare now in South Africa is around 10 tons per hectare, while in New Zealand it's 40 tons per hectare. So you think that there's still a long road to go. There's still more research that needs to be done. Yeah, and there are very few people who are willing to take that risk. Because in the whole country, there are less than 20 growers that grow kiwis. Then buying green ones, it's about 30 growers. So, and all of us, we are growing them on just under 10 hectares, because even building the structure, the training structure, because the vine cannot stand on its own, and you need to train the canes for the following season. So for you to build like structure that will accommodate this crop, you will need at least 350,000 per hectare. It's poles, it's wires, it's what. We have not even started talking about trees, labors, and soil preparation, everything. Just the structure alone, the net, the poles, the wires, you need about 350,000. And you can do that and still not get your money back. And as you know that most farmers, they did not go to school, so they're not patient when it comes to these trials. I don't know if there's any question, because that was my last slide. Unless there's a question maybe on the previous slide, we can go back and discuss them if possible.
Yes, Richard.
Hello, Mr. Elephant.
Yes, I want to know if climatic conditions have any influence on the pollination process.
Yes, they do have, because where it comes from in China, it comes from a very humid with a high rainfall area. So that's why it does better in KwaZulu-Natal, in White River, because those are places that have high humidity and high rainfall. So it does better there. So now it was introduced in this dry, warm Mabulol area, because Mabulol has that potential of being the first area in the whole world to have fresh kiwis. So you can imagine what that will do to the price. Because like in Nelspruit, for instance, they start breaking from dormancy around August. So here in Mabulol, we can start in July. So now we are testing them if they can grow well in this climate. But the previous season, yeah, it was proven that they can, because if let's say you have 1,000 vines per hectare, then you have 600 that do well. They give you big fruits. Then you have 400 that don't do well. It shows that the climate is not a problem, but the problem is our management style or whatever, other factors, maybe soil and everything, but not the climate. Because if it was the climate, then all the vines will do bad. But they also does well in Mabulol. So yeah, I don't know if I've answered you well.
Yes, I am answered. Thank you.
So how long does it take for you to get your first fruit from?
Dr. Kinkulu. Okay. Hello.
Oh, my mic was mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you.
All right, so no, sorry. The question I had was, how long does it take before you start getting your first fruit from your plant?
So the first season you will plant a rootstock, then it will grow for a year. Then the following season you plant, then you start training, having cordons and whatever. Then on the third season, that's when you see some fruits, depending on how strong the stock is. But with the kind of stock that we are using now, which is called Bruno, is very strong. On the third season, you can get good fruits. You can get about 50 fruits per vine on the first season. So that's very good compared to when we were still growing them on their own rootstock, where you would not even get 5 fruits per vine on their third season. You start having something on the fourth season. But with this rootstock that was introduced to South Africa, yeah, it's getting better. So it takes about 3 years.
Okay, no, thank you.
Any other question? I think Mr. Mukwena is trying to say something, but you cannot hear her.
And Mr. please unmute your mic if you want to say something there. I can see it's muted.
Yes. Or maybe, yeah.
Mr. Sibanyoni. Yeah, no, I just want to ask in terms of the pest, man. What's the most important pest on kiwi production? Or should I call it a problematic pest?
Yeah, what I like about the kiwi is that there's no problematic pest. All the pests, yeah. You just spray a garlic to chase away pests. So we have not encountered a pest that is a problem. There's no pest, there's no diseases yet. There's nothing. Maybe they're still coming because there are very few kiwi vineyards around, but we don't encounter problems with pests. Pests is the last thing affects us there. So we just apply garlic to chase them away. Then that is, yeah, all we do, nothing else.
Oh. So you got almost zero input in terms of pest and disease. It's like a no.
It's just that garlic. It's not zero. It's not zero. You can say 1.
Okay, no, it's right, Mr.
Yeah, others in other regions, like they will encounter fungal diseases, but here, yeah, there are no diseases. The only thing that was giving us problem, but that was before we had the ridges, was Phytophthora. And that's because our soil was not well drained. The water table was very high. And yeah, our soil is good. It's a red soil, but the problem is that previously it was over irrigated, because even now, like the guy who's farming just opposite us is over irrigating. They just irrigate because there's water in the dam. They don't mind giving 8 hours of irrigation to a seed that is not germinated. So all that water, because they are up and we are down, all that water, I think, moves to our farm. Then our bottom soils are always wet. They're always waterlogged. So that killed most of our vines in the first years when they tried this project. Then in 2017, we started making ridges. After making ridges, then everything became better. We never had a problem with phytophthora. So that was the only thing that was bothering us. Then nematodes, we only sprayed once for them. It was in 2018, then we never sprayed for them again. So when you do the test, it's always, there's always none, or there's just few, not worth spraying for. But on the vines and the fruits, we don't have a pest that's giving us a problem or a disease.
But in terms of packaging, Mr. Sibanyoni, what do you got a special packing line or just pack them from the field? What process are you using to pack them?
So we harvest them when they are ripe, when they are measured. When they are physiologically measured, then we take them to a storage. Then after that, maybe after a day, we start picking them. There's nothing special that we are using. They just wash them with water only to remove the dust and everything. Then they just pack them according to the size. We have guys who do that for us because our company, they own that Marble Citrus, so do the picking for us. It's not a complicated process. There's no post-harvest chemical that we must spray. We just wash them, then we pack them, then off they go. Then they ripe on the way to wherever they are going.
Then for you to consider them to be matured, what are you looking at? What factor are you looking at? The bricks, or what are you checking at? What factor does it determine the maturity?
Yes, it's the bricks, which is when they are ready to be harvested, the bricks will be around around between 6 and 7. Between 6 and 7. Then also we'll measure pressure to find out how soft they are. Then what else? Is bricks, is pressure, then is color. That's what we check. Then if they reach what the requirement that I said, that if they reach the standard, then we just pick them. Somewhere around in January or early February.
Okay. Then is there any inspection before?
Yeah, they'll just do the MRL because, yes, they'll just do MRL because, there are things that we must not supposed to see, like your paratrod and other chemicals. I think they are not wanted in these fruits. That's why you just apply organic things. We are trying to grow them organically because that's where the money is. Like most guys, they're growing them organically. So it's a crop that is not loved by pests. That's why you can grow them, not 100% organic, but yeah, you can try.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I see.
Any other question?
I see there is a question here from Gift. It's on the chart. And the first question is saying, have you used artificial pollination? And then the second one is saying,
yes.
Okay. You want to respond to the first question first?
Yes, we have used it.
Okay, I hope he can hear you.
Uh,
And then the second question says, amongst bumblebees versus honeybees.
okay.
Oh, he's here. He's here. Okay. Yes, Gift.
Thank you for the information. Knowledge stuff. So I asked you about interviews because I know it's very challenging to get the sprayers across the orchard because the pollen itself can be stored only for a short space of time. And it needs to be liquid or dry. But yeah, the handling is difficult. So I just wanted to find out from your region if you didn't have any challenges storing the pollen and how long can it stay. Because you find out some places really the humidity is bad. You can't even spray all the trees when you've collected the pollen. So hence I was asking if you have used artificial pollination and what kind of machines you use. Because as I understand in South Africa, you don't have a lot of the sprayers manufactured around. So mostly are imports from India, China, and how expensive are they? And lastly, the other question relates to honeybees and bumblebees. They are very active bumblebees, but the conditions they require. In some cases, you find that they are overhyped. You put them in orchards, they don't pollinate your tree very well. The germination is not good, maybe because the canopy of the kiwi is not good enough for the intense sunlight because they need some sunlight to sun. So I just wanted to find out your experience in those aspects. Thanks so much.
Okay. Uh, in storing and handling the pollen, because it comes here, we import it from overseas, New Zealand. So it comes here maybe a week before we start pollinating. Then what we do is we keep it in a freezer. Then if you are going to use it on the following day, you take it out, you put it like in a cool place, in a cooler box or wherever, where it's cool. Then it becomes unfrozen, then you can apply it on the following day. That's what we do. Even when we are on the field, we just put it in that pollen blower that we are using, the small instrument that I showed earlier. Then what is left is always in the cooler box. So we have not done much research to find if maybe that works or it kills its viability. So I cannot comment fully on that. Then on the issues of the bees, the honeybees and the bumblebees, I think here we just use the honeybees. The bumblebees, we haven't used them. I don't think we have them around here. So we depend on the honeybees, but we only use them once because now our maize are not evenly distributed in the field because we wanted to try different things which didn't work. So we crafted our males later than the females. So our females are more matured than our males. So if we were to put bees, then it means we are not going to be able to do the hand pollination because we cannot work on the same flower with a bee. That's very dangerous. So we only use it once, then the results were there, but it was during the time when we were still growing everything on the flat land where we had no ridges. So the fruits didn't grow. The fruit set was there, it was good, but the fruits didn't go. So maybe it was because of the health of the trees, because the shoots would self-terminate early, showing that maybe they cannot take up water, things like that. So that affected the fruit growth. But pollination was very successful because like the fruit set was very good when you use the bees. But since then, we haven't used the bees. So next season, that's when we are going to try using the bees. Then we'll see if there's any difference from using the bees or just applying the pollen artificial. And another thing with the bees, they get trapped on the net. So that's another challenge. Like the beekeepers, sometimes they are reluctant to lend us the bees because most of them, die because they are being trapped by the net. Even when you open on the side, sometimes they'll just want to go up or higher and then they'll get trapped down the net. So next season, that's when we are going to try using bees again. Then after that, I can be in the position to tell you if it's working or it's effective for us here or not.
Thank you. That's very clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other question?
Yes, Richard. I'm interested to know, do you have any theory as to why you are getting 10 tons per hectare as opposed to what guys in New Zealand are getting?
I don't know why other guys like in Nelspruit, they are not getting, because the argument is good. I don't understand. Our cultural practices, our pruning methods, maybe our summer pruning, everything, maybe it contributes to us getting 10 while others are getting 40. I don't know. But on this side, it's just management, because for us to get that maybe 40 tons per hectare, you'll need to have around maybe 300 to 400 fruits per vine. So your vines will have to be measured enough. So ours are still small. So we are still getting that small amount of fruit. Yeah, but I really don't know. But it's just management thing, or it's the climate. I don't understand. We are still trying it. But this side, we are told that it's very hot. Some people say they won't make it this side, but I believe they will make it. So I don't know what's contributing to us making that 10 tons, while the other people are getting about 40 tons and others getting 70 tons. So that's why most farmers are still trying it on small scale, 10 hectares, 8 hectares. We are still trying to find methods that can work for us here in South Africa, because what works for them that side, seldom works for us this side. So there are still many questions. There's more research to be done here.
All right, thank you.
I see, Mr. Mtali, your hand is up.
Yeah. Sorry, I joined a bit late. I hear there is a section of the farm that is affected by waterlogging, and it appears that the cause of this problem is as a result of over-irrigation by the neighbor. Yeah. So I got two questions on that one. Yeah, the first one is, how big is the section that is waterlogged? Is it a big part of the farm, or it's something you can just ignore? And then the second question
it's almost
would be, Okay, I can continue. I'll ask the second one.
Okay, continue.
Oh, yeah. So the second one would be, if it's a significant part of your farm, have you engaged with your neighbor to see if you can at least test the suspicion that it could be an overflow of water from their side? And if you have, what is their response?
The whole part where we are farming, the whole 10 hectares is waterlogged. And we've tried, the neighboring farm is also one of the managers in our company. So they know this problem, but because they are traditional farmers, they believe that for their crops to grow, they need more water. So they keep applying. So now the solution is to put drainage pipes Like that will separate our land from their fields.
Yeah.
So that all the water that comes from their side can just be drained by those pipes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because what happened now when it is waterlogged, you find that there's no drainage, then there's high salt there in that waterlogged soil. So if your roots go to that level, then yeah, we are done. And kiwis are very sensitive to salt. Any kind of salt, they are very sensitive. So that's the problem that we encountered this season, because there were some specialists who said that no, we are over irrigating. We must stop irrigating so that we can drain that layer that is wet with the roots. So we must let our roots to go deep and take up all the water that is down there. Last season they tried it, but I became stubborn. I was like, no, we're not doing this. So they came back this season again. So it was 3 against 1. So I avoided being called stubborn. I said, okay, let's try it. And the result is most of our leaves are bent. They've signs of chloride toxicity because we allowed our roots to go there beyond the roots. So yeah, now we are just looking forward to the next season. This season, we have dropped the ball. I think we have taken 10 steps back, because last season, it was our first season in production. We got something like 6 tons per hectare. But this season, if we get 3 tons, we'll be very lucky.
Yeah. What are they growing on the piece of land where they irrigate or over irrigate? What
field
are they
crops.
growing there?
They are growing field crops, your cotton, your soya beans. Yeah, they'll just irrigate for 8 hours, or it's just a newly germinated crop. It doesn't make sense, but they do it. And you cannot tell them, because they've been doing it for years and they've been getting money. And their crops are not permanent. They just grow them, they take them out. You cannot explain to them to say, yo, this is killing us, because they've been doing that for many years and they are millionaires because of that, of those methods. So who are you to come and tell them to say, hey, what they are doing is wrong?
So they don't even know if actually they could be making more money by saving water. I guess, I don't know, are they paying for this water, or it's just the winner takes it all? If it's on my farm, it's mine.
No, I don't think they are expensive. That's if they are paying for them. Because what will happen here, you find that it's raining. While it's raining, the sprinklers are busy applying water. They are taking. And then you ask yourself, why are they irrigating? Yes, they do it everywhere. Yeah.
They're like my students. If our students have the irrigation system set up, even if it rained yesterday, they just want to go there and switch on the taps. So now I understand what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr.
Richard.
Mr. Richard.
Sure.
Hello. No, I just wanted to say it's your field. Does it has water rights from Roscoe?
Yeah, I think we're using the furrows, yes. So I can say yes.
Yeah, because if you are using the furrows, those guys, they are paying something like 38 cents per cubic meter. So I think that's why, and he doesn't have enough land to use that water. So that's why he keeps on irrigating.
Yeah, they believe that water what makes people. So yeah.
Mr. Sibanyoni.
Hello, Mr. Matlangu.
Yeah, Mr. Sibanyoni, man, give me a question, I just want, when I start this year, out, it's only 8 minutes, but I just wanted to pass this question before I start this ballet. I want to find out do we have much problems post-harvest handling of the kiwis? And what challenges do you have even for post-harvest handling if you've got pathogens that are affecting the quality of the fruits? What is it that you are applying in order for you to preserve the shelf life of the fruits after the post-harvest?
Mr. Masango, we apply nothing. Like this fruit, yeah, it's a blessing. I don't know from where. You don't apply anything. You just wash them, you pack them, they go. That's what we do. There's no post-harvest pathogens that must be like control or whatever. You just pack and and transport them. That's it.
So these fruits don't get rotten.
No, unless it gets overripe, then maybe yeah. But I've never seen a rotten kiwi fruit. I've been here for 4 years. I've never seen a rotten kiwi fruit. Even if you can leave them on the vine for, let's say, after harvesting, you leave these small ones for about another 2 months there. They will always be like that. You will never find a snail or whatever inside them. They're just, they're always like that.
All right.
Interesting.
It's a strange fruit, eh?
But
Sorry?
Hello? I'm listening. Mr. Mashang?
Yebo.
I couldn't hear what you were saying. Mr. Masangu, I think we lost Mr. Masangu. Okay, I keep on losing you here.
No. I need to find out quickly. It's the pruning management or the trellising management. How different is it from Gleama grapes trellising yakhona and the pruning management yakhona?
That's another story for another day. But there are similarities. For instance, a 1-year-old cane is what will give you the juice that will produce fruits next year. But with grapes, we keep many spares and just maybe 1 or 2 canes. But here, we just keep more canes and few spares. Yeah, it's different, but yeah, there are some similarities. But that's another, it's a topic for another day.
Okay. I can't wait for another day.
Maybe it's coming next year.
Okay, no, I've enjoyed the presentation, Mr. Sibanyoni. It's been a very good one.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be possible because of load shedding, but yeah, even load shedding couldn't save me.
Mr. Sibanyoni. Mr. Sibanyoni. Yeah, I've got this last question, man. Yeah. You said your requirement, one of your requirements, it's about 75 grams per berry.
Yes.
If I'm not, yeah. How do you make sure to comply with that? Are you weighing them individually? How are you working about that?
No, the packing system there in the pack house, like it weighs all of them like one. Like the ones which are over 100 grams, you can put them on the one side, then 80 grams, one side. Just like that. There's this clever system that citrus pack house that does everything. Then the smaller ones, it is just throw them to the bin. So you don't measure them one by one.
Oh, then that's it. You lost them. The smaller ones.
Sorry?
You just said
throw
the
them
smaller
away.
one.
We just take them, put it in the, yes. The smaller ones we throw them away. There's nothing you can do with them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sibanyoni. I see there's a hand up. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is a legacy hand from from Mr. Mahlang, because I still. Oh, it's another one. Looks like it's a legacy hand.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, you're raising your hand, Sibanyoni.
No, that's a mistake.
Okay. All right, colleagues. It looks like I don't know if there's someone who wants to ask a question, but we have less than 2 minutes now. If there is no other question or comment, I think I will take this time to thank Sibanyoni for such an informative presentation. It was, I'm very happy that we're engaging and learning. I learned, so I believe that you also all learned something. So thank you very much, colleagues, for your time and your contributions and everything. So I think we can just close here. All right. Yeah, so thank you. I would say have a good evening and enjoy the rest of the week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks.
Sorry, now the electricity can cut.
All right.